A Swiss court has ruled that a former Uber driver was an employee of the ride-sharing firm, not an independent contractor, in a potentially landmark decision.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Swiss court has ruled that a former Uber driver was an employee of the ride-sharing firm, not an independent contractor, in a potentially landmark decision, the driver's lawyer said Monday. The ruling by the Labour Court in Lausanne, which has not been made public, is the first of its kind in Switzerland, Labour lawyer Remy Weiler told AFP. Between April 2015 and December 2016 the driver was logged into the UberPop app for more than 5,600 hours and completed more than 9,000 trips. After reportedly receiving a host of bad reviews, the driver received a text message in late December 2016 informing him that his login had been revoked, Weiler said. In his complaint to the Labour Court, the driver argued that he had been wrongfully terminated from an employment contract without proper notice, a violation of Swiss law, and demanded back pay for holidays among other benefits. Raisia, the Uber subsidiary, countered that its agreements establish drivers as independent contractors who only have the right to file grievances with arbitrators in the Netherlands, not labour courts in their home country. In a ruling delivered to the parties last week, the Lausanne court found that it had the right to hear the case and that the driver, whose identity has not been disclosed, suffered a termination without just cause. Weiler said the case could have far-reaching consequences across Switzerland, with all Uber drivers potentially being considered employees entitled to social security protections and proper notice in advance of termination.
This post received a score of 9,452, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Interestingly enough, in their public offering documents, Uber considers the drivers their customers for financial reporting purposes. Lyft does as well.
I deliver for Uber Eats and in my country, the contract is actually written so that I'm selling my delivery service directly to the restaurants and using Uber as a broker to help get me delivery jobs.
Yeah, they say that restaurants for Uber Eats and shippers for Uber Freight are their customers as well.
Uber is gonna get expensive.
Uber is already expensive AF in Canada compared to California.
Still cheaper than a cab.
Not in my area. They are comparable if not more expensive.
I'd still take Ubers over cabs. Cabs are always filthy and sketchy in my area. And the drivers have zero accountability and will take the long way without even looking at a GPS. Plus, their card machine is so often magically broken and takes cash only. And they won't tell you this until the end of the trip but will offer to take you to an ATM nearby, for an extra fee. Who carries enough cash for a cab ride across town in 2019? That's why you say hey I only have a 20 on me. I can't pay more. Long way or short. By the way in Toronto, Canada if the guy didn't turn the counter on at the beginning of the ride it's free. Have a look at the laws.
Ha ha ha, we love you Canada. In America, you'll go to jail for not paying in their preferred mode of payment. What, you expect us to make laws stopping a job provider from making an honest buck? If you can take our money you deserve it we say.
Cab laws vary heavily by city in America. In some cities they must have a working electronic method of payment to accept a fare. In some cities it is super illegal to tip them individually. Some cities the cab union has gotten stronger than the voice of safety for people and that's wrong.
As someone who helped their wife go through the self-employment registration process in Switzerland, she's a freelancer and wanted to be classified self-employed. This is utterly unsurprising. Here's a quick reference listing some of the criteria for being self-employed. I'd give a more detailed and authoritative source but they're in German, French or Italian. Uber drivers satisfy next to none of these criteria. Dodgy employers want to avoid classifying people as employees because it means they have to pay AHV, IV equivalent to US Social Security and pension contributions.
Exactly, they don't have independence, they can only work for one or two companies following their pricing rules, get insured by them and although they pick up multiple people it's under one name. They couldn't do that themselves or they would be called a creeper or they would have to go to a taxi company.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.